Hello shining diamonds. In this video we're going to learn all about commas, four basic rules and how to use commas in punctuation. These are the essential of punctuation and English writing well. So let's get started. Rule number 1. Use commas to separate items in a series of 3 or more items. For example, I bought candies, snacks, Oxford, a comma that is used before a conjunction noun as Oxford, grammatically it's optional, and cupcakes. Here we have series of 3 items, so we are separating them by the help of commas. He wore a watch, a hat, Oxford, again it's optional, and black shirt. Rule number 2. Use a comma to separate independent clauses when they are joined by the following conjunctions. These conjunctions include for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Easy word to remember these conjunctions is fanboys. For example, I want to quit my school, but I need to learn. This sentence is incorrect. I want to quit my school, because we have to put a comma before a conjunction. But I need to learn, correct. So always use a comma to separate independent clauses when they are joined by the conjunctions. Rule number 3. Use a comma to separate a dependent clause, a clause which has incomplete thought, to independent clause, a clause which has complete thought. So use a comma to separate a dependent clause to independent clause. For example, if it snows tomorrow, we will make a snowman. If it snows tomorrow is a dependent clause because it doesn't have complete thoughts as it is on. We will make a snowman is an independent clause because providing a complete thought as it is on. So, separating these clauses to each other. Another example, when I move to Indonesia, you can come visit me. When I move to Indonesia is an independent clause because it don't have a complete thought. You can come visit me is a dependent clause because this clause providing us a complete thought as it is on. So, joining these dependent and independent clauses to each other. Rule number 4. Use a comma to separate a quotation from the rest of the sentence. For example, she said, I will meet you at noon. So this part of sentence is enclosed in a quotation. So we have to separate this part from the rest, which is she said, by the help of comma. Another example, he replied, I'm busy, a direct speech or a part of sentence which is enclosed in a quotation, so separated by the other part with the help of comma. Rule number 5. Use a comma to separate introductory words from the rest of the sentence. For example, hey, how are you? So hey is an introductory word which is separated by the rest of the sentence part by the help of comma. Another example, yes, I'm student. Finally, we have a practice set. If you want to solve this practice set by yourself, so you can pause to think. Practice sentences. Before we go to the movies, we need to eat ice cream. She said we should go for a walk. I bought apples, oranges, bananas, and grapes at the store. Although I was tired, I finished my homework. I want to thank my friends Emily, Sarah, and John. Let's solve together. Before we go to the movies, we need to eat ice cream. In this sentence, we have 2 clauses. Before we go to the movies is a dependent clause because it can't stand alone. We need to eat ice cream is an independent clause because it has a complete thought and can stand alone well. So we have to put comma to separate these clauses to each other. Before we go to the movies, comma, we need to eat ice cream. Now the punctuation of this sentence is on point. Next, she said we should go for a walk. So this part of sentence is enclosed in a quotation. So we have to separate this part of sentence from the rest, which is she said, by the help of comma. She said, comma, we should go for a walk. Quotation. Correct. Next, I bought apples, oranges, bananas, and grapes at the store. So here we have series of items. I bought apples, comma, oranges, comma, bananas, Oxford, comma, again, it's optional, and grapes at the store. Although I was tired, I finished my homework. Again, in this sentence we have two clauses. Although I was tired is a dependent clause because it can't stand alone. And I finished my homework is an independent clause which has a complete thought. So we have to separate these clauses by the help of comma. Although I was tired, comma, I finished my homework. Next, I want to thank my friends Emily, Sarah, and John. So again, here we have series of three persons, mean three things. So we have to separate them with the help of commas. I want to thank my friends Emily, comma, Sarah, Oxford, comma, and John. Correct. Hope so you got it.